Hello, friends. I want to wish you a very happy Sunday morning. I want to talk to you about fire. I was riding along our savanna. There's a nature savanna just to our east. I was riding along years ago, saw an awful chimney, a huge chimney of smoke going up in the air. And I told my wife, I said, Mommy, what in the world? I just knew that a tire factory was on fire or something like that, even though there's nothing out there but savanna. And then I got out there, and as we were driving by, I was looking over the side of the road, and it was the field that was on fire, and it went on for miles. But there were people stationed all along there with tanks on their back, and they were extinguishing the fire at certain points. I watched them, and I talked to a guy later. He was a firefighter, and I ran into him in one of the local restaurants here, and he told me that that was called a controlled burn. And I just thought, wow, that's awful. All that beautiful grassland destroyed. Because by that evening, everything was black. The smoke, there was just a little bit of smoldering, but not much, and everything was black. They just totally destroyed it. Or so I thought. It was not a week later. There were shoots probably, this is about 5 inches. That's probably about 5 inches. There were just, as far as the eye could see, little tiny green shoots everywhere. And I thought, what's going on? Well, the guy had told me that the controlled burn helps the land to produce, or, as it were, to reproduce. They have to burn off the dead. Even though it looks okay, it actually would destroy it if they left it. So they had to burn the dead off and let the new spring up. And it didn't take long, just a matter of days. He told me that it would only take 2 days for the shoots to break the surface, and within a week you could see the shoots. And I hope I'm using the right term, shoots. But it was the plant, that would grow up to be the grass. I couldn't believe it. Within a month, you couldn't even tell it had been burnt. And everything looked new and nice. Gold is also refined by burning out the impurities. So, something valuable, very valuable, and very popular in our world depends on fire, depends on being burned. It hurts sometimes when we're in the fire, when our lives are in tumult and we're suffering. It may be a mental suffering, perhaps we've lost someone. It may be a physical suffering. I know veterans, and I feel for them, who have lost limbs in wartime, and they've come back trying to make some sense of it. How do I proceed forward with no legs? How do I make it with one arm and one leg? How am I going to do that? And thank God for organizations that help them. But the point is, they have to go through a fire. And I have found men and women like that tend to have the best attitude of anybody around. They're not mad and bitter at life. I'm sure they went through a season of that, but I've run across some incredible people that have been through absolute fire. I know a lady that lost 3 sons and a husband, all to the same disease. And she still maintained a beautiful, beautiful attitude and such a kind heart and a lovely spirit. And it would be easy to say, how did she keep an attitude when all 3 of her sons died and her husband died? There was no one left in her life. But she did. I take hope in that. Because I don't know if I could. I like to think I could. But I've lost people that are dear to me. And it's difficult. I don't know. But one thing for sure, I try to pray for anybody who is suffering. And I always ask this. I say, God, please protect them. Guard their mind against anything that would try to come against them and destroy them. Give them peace in their mind and comfort in their hearts. Now that's a prayer. I'm not the one going through it, they are. But sooner or later, I will be the one going through it. And I will need people to pray those type of prayers for me. Because no words that they speak to me will mean anything. If for instance, if I would lose mommy, that would be awful. Or if one of my daughters would pass away, it would just be terrible. So don't be too hard on fire. And if you're going through it now, let me urge your heart and encourage your heart to find the value in it. Find the strength in it. Know that once that field is burned off, brand new life is coming. It may not be within the hour. It may not be in 1 day or 2 days or 2 weeks or a month or a year, but it will come. It will come. Now, I always finish these by saying, if you ever feel like you're alone in the world, you're just not. And if you ever wonder if you're loved, you are, because I love you. I want to say bless you and your family until we meet next time. Bye-bye for now.